boys and girls, my name is Storyteller Daisy and welcome back to another video for storytelling for families. Today's story is called Issun Boshi. Can we say that together? Ready? Issun Boshi. Well done. But before we start today's story, we of course have to sing the storytime song. I'm sure you're all pros at singing it by now, so let's warm up our hands like this. And we go. It's story time today. It's story time today. Hey ho, it's story time, and let's be on our way. Are we sitting down? Are we sitting down? Hey ho, it's story time, and let's be on our way. Are we listening? Are we listening? Hey ho, it's story time, and let's be on our way. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Well done, everybody. Now, before we start today's story, I'm gonna need your help being some of the characters. So, before we do that, we need to stretch and warm up our bodies. Can we shake our hands? Woo, as fast as you can. Can we shake our cheeks? Can we shake our head? Ooh, how fast can you shake your head? I can't shake mine very fast. It might fall off. We can't have that happen, can we, boys and girls? No, no, no. Today, I'm going to need you to help me be an Oni. Now, I'm not sure if any of you know what an Oni is, but Onis are big, scary monsters. They have curly, curly hair. They have sharp, sharp teeth. Jeez, can you show me your sharp teeth? And they have really bad breath. So on the count of 3, I would like us all to stand up like Onis with our big claws, our big teeth, and our smelly breath. And I want us to say roar. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Roar! Now, I'm sure you can be much scarier than that. Can you do it one more time? 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness! Perfect Onis. But not only are we going to be Onis, we are also going to train to be samurai warriors. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know how to be a ninja. I'm sure some of you know karate or taekwondo. So I want to see your fighting moves. I want you to pick 3 poses, okay? Can you show me fight pose number 1? Fight pose number 2? And fight pose number 3? Very good. And we are going to sing, "This is the way we fight the Oni, fight the Oni, fight the Oni. This is the way we fight the Oni as a samurai." Good job. Now, I need you to remember how to be an Oni. And I need you to remember how to fight like a samurai, because later on in the story, we are going to be doing all of those things together. Now, Issun Boshi begins as a love story between a man and a woman, and they met when they were very young in their village. They fell in love and they grew up together, and of course they got married. Everybody in the village was excited for the man and the woman to have their own baby. But as the years passed and they got older and older and older, they didn't have a baby. So now, the man and the woman were old. They had gray hair and they needed a cane to help them walk. They would walk up the hill. Can you show me your hills? They would walk up the hill where on top was a temple, and they would pray. They would pray for a child. The old man and the old woman, they would sit on their knees, look up to the sky, and ask for a child. And every day when they would climb up the hill, they would pray, and they would climb back down and wait and wait and wait. But there was no child. For years and years and years, they climbed up the hill, they prayed, they walked back down, and they waited. But there was still no child. One day, The old man had become so old, he couldn't climb up the hill anymore. So the old woman went by herself. She climbed up and up and up. Can you show me your hills? Very good. She got down on her knees and she looked at the sky and she prayed, "Please, please send us a child. I promise to love him no matter what, even if he proves to be very, very small." Very, very small? How small do you think the old woman is talking about? This small? This small? This small? This small? Well, boys and girls, as the old woman walked down the hill, she heard a cry coming from the long grass. Can you show me your long grass? Very good, it's waving in the wind. Let's all wave together with the long grass. And now I'm sure you're very good at crying, so I want to hear your cries on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wah, wah, wah. Now at first, the old woman thought she was hearing a baby cat. Meow, meow, meow. But was it a cat, boys and girls? No, no, no. It was a baby. And the baby cried even louder. Can we cry even louder together? Ready? Wah, wah, wah. And the old woman looked in the long grass, and sure enough, there was a blanket on the floor. And the old woman picked up the blanket. She opened it and inside was a baby. But not just any baby, boys and girls. This baby wasn't this big. It wasn't this big. It wasn't even this big. This baby was as big as your thumb. Can you hold up your thumbs for me, boys and girls? Have you ever seen a baby this big before? But the old woman was so thankful. Her prayers had been answered. She finally had a baby, and her husband could raise him. She didn't care that he was very small, and she decided to call her boy Issun Boshi, which means inch boy, because he was the size of a thumb. As the years passed, Issun Boshi had a birthday, and another birthday, and another, and another, and another. And boys and girls, what happens every time you get older? You grow taller and taller and taller. But do you think Issun Boshi grew taller? Even though he got older, he still was the same size as a thumb. For his 16th birthday, Issun Boshi asked his mother and his father if he could travel across the seas to go and train to be a samurai warrior, so he could help fight the Onis and protect all the villages. Now, boys and girls, do you think Issun Boshi's parents said yes or no? Well, even though they were really worried because he was so small, they knew they had to support their boy with his dreams. So, his mother gave him a rice bowl to use as a boat. His father gave him a chopstick. Now, I don't have a chopstick with me, boys and girls, but if you have a chopstick, you can pause this video and go and get it. If not, you can hold up your finger like this. His father gave him a chopstick so he could row his boat, and together his mother and father gave him a sewing needle to use as a sword. Now, to Issun Boshi, his sewing needle was the mightiest sword he had ever had, and this was going to help him be the best samurai warrior the world had ever seen. Now, boys and girls, we are going to train to be samurai warriors together. Do you remember your poses? And do you remember the song? Ready? This is the way we fight the Oni, fight the Oni, fight the Oni. This is the way we fight the Oni like a samurai. Good job. Issun Boshi waved goodbye to his mother and his father, and he set out for his journey across the sea. Now, can you all grab your oars for your boat? And we are going to row like this. I'm pretty sure there's a song about rowing a boat. Do you know it? Sing it with me, boys and girls. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Now, Issun Boshi is very small, so it takes him twice as long to get anywhere. So we have to row faster. Ready? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And every day for hours and hours and hours, for weeks and weeks and weeks, Issun Boshi rowed and rowed and rowed until, in the distance, if he squinted, he could see the king's palace. Now, Issun Boshi spent the rest of the day rowing until he had finally reached the shore. And even though he was very tired, and even though he was super hungry, he didn't stop to rest. He walked and he walked and he walked. And he walked and he walked and he walked. He walked until he got to the big gates of the palace. Can you show me the big gates? Now remember, Issun Boshi is the size of a thumb, so these gates are humongous. Can you show me your humongous gates? Oh my goodness. And outside of the gates stood a guard. Can you show me your guards? Very good job. Issun Boshi, who was the size of a thumb, was all the way on the ground looking up at the guards. And do you think the guards could see little Issun Boshi? So Issun Boshi climbed onto their shoes and he tugged on their pants, but they couldn't feel him. So he climbed up their jackets and he pulled on their buttons. Can we pull on their buttons together? But did they feel or hear little Issun Boshi? So little Issun Boshi climbed all the way across their shoulders, all the way up to their ears, and he said, "Hello!" Can we all say that together? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hello! And the guards, they couldn't see anybody. So Issun Boshi said, "Over here, I'm on your shoulder." Can we say that together? Ready? "Over here, I'm on your shoulder." And sure enough, the guard looked to his shoulder and there was little Issun Boshi. Issun Boshi explained that he wanted to speak to the king because he wanted to become a samurai warrior. So the guard took Issun Boshi into his hands and walked into the palace. Now, boys and girls, I don't know if you've ever been into a palace before, but palaces are mighty and beautiful. There were velvet curtains, there were marble floors, there were even furniture pieces made out of gold. Issun Boshi, who came from a very small village, had never seen anything like it. More than ever, he wanted to train to become a samurai warrior so he could work for the king and fight the Onis and protect all the villages. But when the king saw how small Issun Boshi was, the king said, "I'm sorry, Issun Boshi. Thank you for wanting to train to be a samurai warrior, but you are just too small." Now Issun Boshi felt very sad. He had traveled all the way here, hoping that the king would train him to be a samurai warrior, and now he could never achieve his dreams. But it just so happened that the king's daughter, the princess, had heard the entire conversation between the king and little Issun Boshi. And the princess asked if Issun Boshi could stay in the palace for a week so he could have food and water and rest before his journey home. Now, little Issun Boshi was very excited to stay in the palace, for he had never been anywhere so grand before. And the princess showed him around. She showed him all of the rooms, all of the gardens. They even went into the village. They went to the library, they went to the markets. They spent every day together. And little Issun Boshi and the princess became very good friends. Now one day, little Issun Boshi and the princess were sat in the garden. It was a beautiful sunny day. Can you all show me the suns? The sun was shining brightly in the sky and the flowers were in full bloom. But then the ground started to shake. Can you shake like this, boys and girls? And they thought, might just be a little tumble. But then it got bigger. Can you shake even bigger, boys and girls? And they thought, ooh, maybe it's thunder. And then it shook even more. An earthquake? But boys and girls, do you remember who we practiced being before we started the story? It was a big, giant Oni. And what did the Oni say, boys and girls? He said, roar! Now, boys and girls, Issun Boshi did not hesitate. Do you think he was scared of the Oni? No, 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 no. Are you scared of the Oni? Show me your brave arms, boys and girls. We are super brave. And just like Issun Boshi, we have trained to be samurai warriors. And we are going to help him fight the Oni. Now, we have our arms, but remember, Issun Boshi has his sewing needle, which he used as a sword. So all together, we are going to fight the Oni. Ready? Let's get our poses. But just before little Issun Boshi could fight the Oni looked at him. You're so small. Ha 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 ha. And the Oni reached down with his big hands, picked Issun Boshi up, opened his mouth and gulp, swallowed him whole. The Oni had swallowed Issun Boshi, and now the princess was left all alone. What was she going to do? Just as the princess was trying to think of what she could do to fight the giant Oni, something happened. The Oni started to cough. Hoo, hoo, hoo. And the Oni started to groan. Ooh! And boys and girls, from inside the Oni's belly, little Issun Boshi had taken his sewing needle and he had gone hi-ya, 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 inside his belly. Can we all do that together? Ready? Hi-ya, hi-ya, hi-ya. And we're going to sing our song. This is the way we fight the Oni, fight the Oni, fight the Oni. This is the way we fight the Oni like a samurai. With his sewing needle from inside the Oni's belly, Issun Boshi kept going hi-ya, 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 until the Oni couldn't take it anymore. And he went ooh, 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 until Issun Boshi flew out of his mouth. Ooh, plop, right back down into the garden. The Oni was in so much pain that he turned around and ran away as fast as he could. He never returned to the garden, but as he ran, he dropped his magic mallet, which is like a hammer, boys and girls. Now, Oni's mallets are magic. You can make any wish and your wish will come true. And now that little Issun Boshi was the owner of the mallet, he knew exactly what to wish for. What do you think it was, boys and girls? Do you think it was for a big giant boat? Do you think he wished for lots and lots and lots of golden coins? Little Issun Boshi wished on the magic mallet to be as big as a normal boy. And so his wish came true. Issun Boshi grew and grew and grew until he was just like a normal boy. And the princess and him went back inside the palace to see the king. And the king was so thankful that Issun Boshi had saved his daughter's life that the king granted Issun Boshi's one very big wish, which was to become a samurai warrior. The end. Give yourselves a big round of applause, boys and girls. Thank you so much for helping me tell the story today. But before we go, we have to sing the goodbye song. Story time is over now. Story time is over now. Story time is over now. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends, it's time to go. Goodbye, friends, it's time to go. Goodbye, friends, it's time to go. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me today, boys and girls. I had so much fun telling you this story, and I hope you had lots of fun too. If you want the fun to continue, we have lots of other stories here on our YouTube channel with our other young storytellers, which you can check out. And don't forget to subscribe and like and follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Storyteller Daisy, and I will see you next time. Bye!